Hmm. Okay, so in SAP reference IMG, functional global setting, tax on sale and purchase, posting, define tax accounts. Okay, so here just I have to search the condition type. First of all, ICR I will show you. Chart of account C111. Okay, so this is the tax code XR, and this is the CR tax code in which we are not going to get tax benefit, and the GL account is attached to 100550 in which the liability would be created by the system. Posting key attachment is this 5050, and account is attached 100550, which is for input RCM IGST payable. Okay, so this is the condition which is existing, and now the changed part. So change part is like, this is the condition which we have created for non-celebrable GST payment. So how the condition is created? So this is the condition which we have created with positive value, positive valuation. Okay, why it has been created on the positive valuation? Because of it would be, it would be added to the expense account, and expense account is generally debited, right? In any case, expense account would be debited in system. So this is the scenario where we are creating the positive condition type for the same. And yes, the accounting key. OBCN. And that we have already created. I'm just going to show you so that you can relate with, and then I will tell you what is the change. It is NCV. And yeah, you can see here, this is the change. We have created this posting key, this accounting key called NCV or NVV is the same. These both conditions, these accounting keys are same. Okay, we have created this NCV, and this NCV is the description is RCM IGST non-celebrable. Okay, it is input tax type. Okay, and in this case we are not going to get the tax benefit. We are not going to get the tax benefit. This value we are not going to get. It would be expense out. Okay, that's why I have marked a tick here. One change, another. The expense, the whatever tax amount would be there, we are having three options here. One is no posting required. So in that case, there will be zero posting to any GL account. Another is separate line item. This would be required in case you are going to create a new line item with respect to this GST. And another, distribute to relevant expense and revenue item. So in our case, what is going to happen? All the GST amount which is payable would be added to expense. Right? It will be added to the expense account, the freight, whatever charges you are going to charge to the company. So in this case, we have taken this distributed to relevant tax or expenses revenue items. So if you are selecting this item, this condition, then in that case, whatever amount would be charged to that GST account will be added to your expense account, whatever is there, whatever GL account is there. Okay, so this is one change. Okay, and then after that, what is going to happen? Just a minute. So no, in this case, we have attached the GL account, which is the liability. So liability account line item will be created by system, and in this scenario, all the GST amount will be added to your expense, and expense GL would be anything. It can be freight, it can be consultancy, it can be insurance, it can be agency payment, like it can be anything. Any GL could be there for expense account. So in this case, we have added one GL account. We have mapped the accounting key with the GL account. But in this scenario, we are not going to map any accounting GL to this, because of this, whatever amount we are going to charge, this amount would be added to expense account, and that could be anything. So that could be anything. In this scenario, we have to add this accounting key in a different table which has been created for all non-Sanvet accounts. If we will map this accounting key there, then in this scenario, whatever amount of GST we are going to pay to the government will be added to the inventory account, or inventory or expense. So in this case, it is not inventory. In this case, it is expense. Okay, so there is a one more table where we have to map this accounting key for inventorizing or for expense out our GST liability. Okay, so we have did this. We have taken this T code, text code I have created with respect to NR or CR, and the non-Sanvet tick has been made with this text code. So I'm just going to show the text code as well. FTXP, country is IN, I think I have created CR then. Okay, so this is the text code which I have created for input IGST at the rate 18% NCV. Here, this is the line item which is having negative value. So with this RCM IGST, we are going to create our liability, and this is the line item which is going to which is going to be considered. It is 10 level, and from basic level, the system will calculate 18% tax amount, which is going to add it to your expense. So I have created this 18% through which we are going to create the liability, and this 18% will be added to your expense as per the condition type, as per the accounting key configuration we have done. So now what is the table we are going to add? This configuration for this expense out amount, what we have to do, I'm just going to show it. SPRO, go to SPRO, yes, and the T code for assigning your GST payable amount to the expense account is SM30. There is a table called SM30. Okay, under SM30, the table name is J_LIEXCDEFN. Okay, here we can define the tax codes with the help of condition type. What condition type need to be created payable, and what condition type need to be added to inventory or added to expense. So just I'm going to this table, maintain. Now you can see the text position. I'm just going to give our text procedure. So here you can see the two condition type created. One is ICR BED set of condition percentage. In this scenario, what we are going to get? We are going to get set of. Okay, means this would be the liability which is going to be created. And another condition type which we have created for non-convertible, ATI inventory percentage. In this scenario, what is going to happen? System will calculate based on the percentage mapped, and it would be added to your expense or inventory. Okay, so these are the conditions, these are the system generated condition which has been created in system, which you need to use against your condition type, which you have created for your Sanvet or non-Sanvet. So this is one change. One table is added in system for creation of your non-Sanvetable GST amount. So I have mapped these text code here. Okay, these conditions I have mapped with the configuration of condition name. And these conditions are, one is related to set off and another is related to charging of your expenses, charging of your GST amount. Okay. So this one more step added in your configuration, apart from whatever we have done so far. Now we are going to post one vendor invoice so that we can see how it is going to be happening. Any doubt to this up to this level?
No.
Okay. So now I'm just going to post one vendor invoice. Zero one references bill number number range OBA 7. One lakh. Calculate tax. CR. Input IGST 18%, NCB, non-convertible. Create GL we are going to select. Yes, it is. Freight 1 lakh rupees. Freight amount. VAD business area. Okay. This is the payment terms which is attached to this vendor. Details. Tax. Tax amount is 0. Okay. And why it is calculating 0, that we are going to see while simulating the data. Simulate it. Now you can see. Hint terminal is going to be 1 lakh rupees is the amount which we are going to pay. 18,000 rupees, which is the RCM GST we have deducted, okay, from his total invoice value, which is for 1,18,000 he was supposed to give us, and reverse charge GST, IGST, which is the liability for 18,000 created. Now this 18,000 has been added to your expense account. Okay. Previously what was happening, 1 lakh rupees was the credit amount, and we are reducing our expense account with this, whatever the tax charges, like 21,000 it was coming, and the expense account is debited by some 79 or 80,000, and 21,000 was charged or was created as a payable amount. Now this is calculating it correctly. What is happening, 1,18,000 is our freight expenses which is booked. Okay, this GST is charged to your expense account, and 1 lakh rupees was the less amount which we are paying to the Hint terminals. So Hint terminals will be giving us the 1,18,000 rupees invoice, and we are paying him the less amount with after deduction GST amount from his invoice. So now you can match this entry with this accounting entry which we were supposed to post. system supposed to post. In this case, 9,500 is the payment which you are making to Hind Transportation. 10,000 was charged to freight account, and 500 is created as output GST liability. So 18,000 is created at output GST liability. 1 lakh rupees liability you have created for your vendor, and 10,000 rupees is debited, like 1,18,000 is debited to your expense account. Any doubt or any query, any concern?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so this is how we can configure. This is one table which I have added to this. SM30T code is there, in which you need to go to the table of J1IX, and in that table you have to map your both of the conditions. One is with SANVET. SANVET means a set of condition type. Another is non-SANVET or inventory condition type. Okay, if you will do that mapping in the system will consider, in this case also, I have not attached any kind of GL to the accounting key, but previously for ICR I have attached one GL account, okay, where this liability would be created. For expense out, I have not attached any kind of GL account, because of this would be anything. This GL account of expense would be anything. So for considering this expensing out this GST amount, we have to map the conditions in that table. Okay, so now this is done, one query, and another was the when we have done terms of payment. Complete.
Sorry, actually, can we assign the withholding tax there?
Yeah, we are going to assign.
Okay.
Yeah, withholding tax, this is the next part which we are going to do. I'm
Okay.
just giving you one more thing, because of yesterday or day before that day, I think Thursday, when we were doing terms of payment configuration. On that time, what was happening? Amount we are going to enter over there for cash discount, right? And then system is showing me you can't give discount more than this 1%, 2%, like that. And then we are entering some amount over there for cash discount, and system is generating accounting entry automatically. But the discount amount we don't supposed to enter. It should come automatically. That was not coming over there. So what was the what was happening over there? That's I'm just going to show you one more time, and then we will discuss on withholding tax.
Okay. Okay. Actually, freight charges was there, na? That's why I'm asking.
Yes. We have to. We are going to do withholding tax configuration, and then we will go to charge. Okay. So I'm just showing you that thing first. What was happening on that time? Okay, so these some invoices I have posted. Now I'm just going to add one column with terms of payment. Why the system was not calculating it directly? Why we have to give some amount over there? Now you can see. What was happening? I have posted some invoices before the terms of payment added to the vendor account. So there was some invoices which has been posted before. Okay, on that time it was not like that. I have not added new terms of condition which I have created OC0C01. This is the terms of condition which we have created, right? But that terms of condition was not added when these invoices were posted in the system. So that's why system is not calculating it automatically. We are putting some amount over there, and based on that, system is giving me some error. I'm posting the correct amount, and the system is posting accounting entry automatically. That is happening. Accounting entry is okay part, but the part where system has to calculate the cash discount amount directly or automatically. We don't have to put amount over there. That was not happening. So why it was not happening? Because of I have taken some invoices which has been posted in system before I have attached this new payment term to the vendor. So just one thing, I will try to change the payment terms in this document also if system will allow me. Control C, and one part we have already in one invoice. You can see one invoice, the terms of payment is new one which we have created 0C01. In this case, system will automatically create or automatically generate discount. We will see. But one thing, I'm just going to show you whether we can change the terms of condition in invoices as well. Document header text. Document header, there is nothing to change, like terminal, payment method, payment terms. I'm just going to change here the payment terms. And we will see both of the transaction, okay? 0C01. Okay, now I have changed this condition, right? System, it's already changed. Go back, run it again. So now this terms of condition is updated for two invoices, one and second. Now we are going to make the payment, and then we will see why is it now system is calculating test discount automatically, or we are going to enter it manually. 53. Say for example 19 was the date, KZ is a document type, and just I'm going to show whether this document number is mapped with document number, document type mapped with document number or not. So /NOVA 7. KZ 6. Okay. F-53 19 final payment 7010, sorry, it's bank account 20010. Business area is VAD. Amount would be 1 rupee. So this time we don't know what amount need to pay. So I'm just giving it 1 rupee here, so that when we will post the transaction, we will change the amount. Value date is 19. Text is final payment. Vendor account 7010. Special GL indicator A if it is there, and yes, process open item. Okay, so just now you can also see whether system is calculating it correctly or not. So just in first case, we have mapped the terms of condition, and in that terms of condition we have considered document date for calculation of number of days, right? So this document, this invoice has been posted on 15th 11. Okay, so from 15th if you will calculate, and today is the date of the payment, it is 7 days which has been passed, so it is coming under 15 days. So system is calculating 2% discount, and in this scenario system is calculating 1% discount because of this document is posted on 1st of November, and now we are paying it on 22nd of November. So already 15 days passed, so it is considered in second category. second tab where we are if the payment we are making after 16 days but before 30 days we are supposed to pay or supposed to receive 1% discount. So now system is calculating it directly. We don't have to put any amount over there. But for this perspective, if in vendor master you have changed the terms of payment and then after all the payment or all the invoices which has been posted, system will capture this terms of payment. But if you have posted some invoices before the terms of payment updation, system will go by the terms of condition which has been updated on that time. So if you want to update for all the invoices, you need to go FB02, give invoice over there and then just change the terms of payment in FB02, and then this terms of payment which you have attached to your vendor account will be applicable to that invoice also, and you can get the discount or you can pay the discount according to the terms of payment. Okay, so just I'm making one payment, and in these two cases, I'm just going to show you the vendor laser. So in these two cases, the terms of payment is 001. And 001 is the terms of payment is due immediately, pay immediately. So in this scenario, there is no discount configured. These two scenarios, and first and third one is the condition type where discount is applicable. So system is calculating in that way only. In two invoices, system is not calculating any discount. But another two conditions where the terms of payment is considered for the payment of cash discount, system is calculating it automatically. So I'm just selecting one item to pay so that we can again see the transaction simulated. Okay, just go to this bank account line item, put star here, press enter, and then again simulate. See the general ledger posting. This part was happening on that day, but the first part where the system is calculating discount was not happening. So the reason behind that, the invoices which we have posted is before the updation of terms of payment to the vendor or customer in both of the cases. Okay, so in this case, system is calculating his calculation is also done directly, and posting to cash discount is also done automatically by the system. Okay, so our two pending task which was related to this is completed. Now we are going to move ahead with our current scenario, and the next chapter is withholding tax. Withholding tax, vendor payment, that's done. Automatic cash discount. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about withholding tax. Okay, so all you know about the withholding tax, TDS part, TCS part, what is it, how government is charging, and why we have to supposed to deduct TDS on some of the payment, what type of payment on which TDS to be deducted. Like Ashita, can you tell me what type of payments are there, or what type of categories of services are there on which TDS would be applicable? Some of them, not all.
Especially I don't know, but rent we charge TDS. Suppose when a party is giving us bill, when the party, suppose we have taken a rented property and we are going to paying our rent, at that time we used to deduct TDS on that.
Right, and TDS on rent is applicable. Okay, and any other thing?
Commission, sir.
Commission, yes, on commission also. What is the tax rate we need to deduct the TDS on what rate?
5%.
5%, sir.
5%. Okay. And rent?
Rent is 5%, sir.
In rent,
Rent,
5%.
rent for 10%.
Yeah, I think rent is for 10%.
Yes. Except equipment, plant and machinery.
So for asset and equipment, what is the rate?
5%.
I think it is 2.
It is
Yes, sir,
for
2%.
equipment. For equipment, we charge.
It is
we
2%,
deduct-
sir.
I think for plant and machinery, the tax rate would be like that for TDS.
Yes.
TDS on rent 194I
Hmm.
is the section, or you can say the rule root, and then the tax rate for this land or building is 10%. And if I am correct, for plant and machinery, it is 2%. For commission, what was the section for commission? 94H.
H.
194H. And the percentage you are saying 5%.
5%.
Okay. And on interest?
Interest 10%.
10%. Right. Plus the TDS deduction is 10%. And the, I think it is 193. I think it's at 193. 193 I or H or A, that I forget. Okay. And the interest on 10%. And another thing, it is deduction on contract. TDS on contract.
94C.
Yeah, TDS on contract. It is 194C.
C.
And the rate is
2%.
2%.
For a company 2%.
So for corporate it is 2
To individual 1.
and
1%.
individual it is 1. And I think there is a differentiation for advertisement expenses or not. I think for advertisement the percentage is 1% only.
1%.
ADVT. I think it was 1%, if I'm right. So we have collected so far these types of TDS reduction is there. And why we are deducting TDS? Ashita, why we are deducting TDS?
Don't know.
Vishesh?
According to government notification, government says whenever you take any services, just you deduct the first TDS
Why?
on their income.
Why?
Actually, it is our responsibility.
Why our responsibility is created for deduction of TDS?
Actually, from the vendor side, they don't deposit the tax to government. That's why
But this is the condition which is applicable to all. In RCM you can say, in RCM that was the reason behind. There are so many vendors, so many persons are there who are unregistered or who are not having the proper structure in place. There are so many persons who are there. So on corporate the liability is assigned. You need to pay GST on their behalf. But TDS you are going to deduct for your individual partner, individual entity, or for corporate, for anybody, you need to deduct TDS. There's no exception to it. In There is exception, but in this TDS there is no exception. Anybody is there, anybody is there, and who is giving you a building for rent, you need to deduct TDS, whether it is an individual person or whether it is a corporate, right?
Yes.
So why it is like that?
To promote to pay taxes, sir.
Actually, you know what is happening in the year end. Sometimes the financial position of a company is not like that. The liquidity position of a company or of a person, of an individual entity is not like that. They are liable or they are able to pay off their taxes. So that's why the government is asking to deduct TDS as advance tax, so that if on that time they will not be able to pay the taxes to the government, at least government will not lose their revenue. So if I will pay you full amount, 10,000 every month, I am going to pay for whatever services you are providing to me. At the year end, you may in that position that you have expensed out everything and you are not having money to pay the tax amount. So I may charge penalty, but at the other part, government is losing the revenue. So for that perspective only, government has given this new rule regulation that says anybody who is taking any services from a person, from an entity or from a corporate need to deduct TDS and pay to the government on every 7th of the month. So after ending of the month, on 7th of the date, you need to pay all the TDS which you have deducted for your services which you have taken from the different vendors. So that government will get their revenue on time. That's the only thing for which they have created this rule of deduction of TDS. Okay, and another thing, there is one exception limit is with this 194I. Exception. There is some exception amount.
Yeah, I think there was a 50,000 or.
Sorry. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, speak out. You were saying something.
In commission, there is a 50,000 limits. We cannot deduct till the bill is 50,000.
Okay. Bill is less than 50,000 or up to 50,000. We don't supposed to deduct TDS. If it is more than that, then we can deduct the TDS on the whole amount, right?
Right.
And in land of building or in rent category, there must be an exception limit. So whatever about this rent?
I think in rent 1,80,000.
Previously it was 1,18,000. Now with this new,
Now
it has changed. It is
2,40,000.
40,000. Okay.
Okay. So this is something about tax. So now what we are going to do, what we have to suppose to do, we have to suppose to create these condition type, these tax rate. We need to calculate. We need to create some conditions for tax code, just like we have created some tax code for our GST or RCM GST or GST. In the same manner, we have to create some tax code for our TDS rate, right? And we have to create some condition type for these all conditions, like all the sections which are there for deduction of TDS in system. We need to create those conditions. So we are going to represent these section with the help of conditions, and also these exception limit also we need to map in the system, so that system will automatically deduct TDS on that amount, whether it is liable to deduct TDS or not liable. So, we are going to create this exception limit as well in the system, so that the system will calculate on the basis of exception amount to a particular section. Another part we are going to there is one more scenario. Yes, like that we when we are going to liable to pay TDS to the government, when it is due to the company on invoice or while making the payment. What is that rule? When a company or when a director who is deducting TDS on some services or whatever invoice, whatever services he is taking, when he is liable to deduct the TDS, what is the rule for that? Ashitab, Vishesh, what is the rule for that? There is a specific rule, which has been assigned when company is liable to pay TDS or when company is liable to deduct TDS on services, whether it is invoice or whether it is while making the payment to the vendor. When you need to deduct TDS?
While giving the
While
payment.
no, when we are creating the invoice entry now, that time we have to deduct, or at the time when we pay the ad hoc payment, that time also we deduct the TDS.
So we are making payment while making ad hoc payment to the vendor also. We are making
Yes.
Deducting TDS while making
Invoice entry,
final payment or invoicing.
invoicing.
So what is the rule? Every time, anytime we can deduct TDS.
Yes.
Is it like that?
We may, it's not mandatory to deduct TDS all the in every month. We can deduct it at once. But it's not mandatory.
TDS is mandatory. Deducting TDS is mandatory. That is not the question. Question is whether the rule is, you can deduct TDS at any point of time. Whether you are booking invoice, deduct TDS, or whether you are making payment, deduct TDS.
No,
Not like that.
no, the normal payment we cannot deduct TDS, but at the time of just we pay the ad hoc advance payment to vendor, that time we can deduct TDS.
Okay, so you're saying when we are making ad hoc advance payment to the vendor, on that time we are liable to pay deduct TDS. Otherwise, while making payment to the vendors, we can deduct, or while booking invoice in the system, we are supposed to deduct TDS.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the rule actually? Actually, the rule is, invoicing or payment, whichever is earlier.
Whichever is earliest. But
Invoicing or payment, whatever type of payment, whether it is advance, you are saying ad hoc advance. So yes, if you are paying advance to the vendor, then that time also you need to deduct TDS, because of the rule is saying invoice or payment, whichever is earlier.
whichever is earliest, right?
So suppose you have processed the invoice in the system on 31st or on 30th. Say for example, on 31st you are processing the invoice, but you have not made the payment to the vendor. Okay, but you have booked the invoice. So the rule is invoice or payment, whichever is earlier. So say for example, you have made the ad hoc or advance payment to the vendor, but you have not received the services. Okay, but you need to deduct TDS only because of the rule is saying payment or invoicing, whichever is earlier. On that basis, you need to deduct the TDS. Okay. So this is the rule which is making you liable to deduct TDS based on invoicing or ad hoc payment, or whatever the payment is. Payment may be ad hoc, maybe advance, like that way. As per terms and condition, you need to pay advance, and that is not ad hoc payment, but that is advance payment you are making to the service. And TDS is going to be deducted only in case in case it is services. It is related to the services. In material, you don't need to deduct TDS. Okay, these are the TDS rule. These are the TDS sections. There are some more sections are also there, but these are the sections, and these all section will be applicable in case of services you are getting. And there is one more section which in which we are participating.
Yeah, there is a one section is commission. Consultant,
Professional services.
professional service,
Okay, and it is also having the rate of 10%.
10%.
Okay, so these could be the sections in which TDS is there, and yes, for salary also it is 192 section is applicable for salary TDS deduction. Okay, so there are these are the sections in which TDS needs to be deducted as per these sections. There are some exception limit to it. So you just go through in any site and anywhere, just go through what is the exception limit. If anything else we are leaving behind, or any tax we have left, okay, any category we have left. So tomorrow what we have to do, we have to create these sections first of all as the condition type in the system. Then we have to create some tax code. We need to assign some country code with the tax code. Okay, and then after we are going to pass the transaction in the system with the withholding tax. Okay, so conceptually you all are understanding this, why we have to deduct tax, what type of sections are there in which you need to deduct TDS. Okay, what is the rate, what is the exemption limit available or which is available to Indian available by Indian government or applied by Indian government. Okay, so just go through any site and you will you will have the list of sections over there in which tax deduction, TDS deduction will be applicable based on some rates. There are one more section, I forgot the section, but it is for lottery. Okay, lottery or any kind of any kind of gift or like that you are getting, then 30% is the rate.
30%.
Gambling, lottery or something like that. And one more, yes. So there are some more sections, some more services are also there in which this is applicable. Okay, just go through any website of TDS tax deduction at source, and then you will get these rates. Okay, and just go through exception, if any exception we are leaving behind, so that on that basis we are going to configure the system and then we will report the transaction. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to do the configuration part and then the posting part with respect to withholding taxes. Okay, so today we are going to close. Any doubt to whatever we have did today with respect to tax, with respect to GST, RCM non-convertible and this tax cash discount? Any doubt?
No, okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to upload the whatever videos are pending, whatever recordings are today. Yeah.
Can I get the initial class videos? Actually,
First day class.
First session. I mean to say the company configuration or company code configuration.
You will get. I'll share you. I think I have shared somebody. I'll share you too as well. No issue.
Okay. Okay.
So okay. Thank you and good night.